Lord.
When the days were completed for their purification, according to the law of Moses, the parents of Jesus took him up to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. When they had fulfilled all the prescriptions of the law of the Lord, they returned to Galilee, to their own town of Nazareth. The child grew and became strong, filled with wisdom, and the favor of God was upon him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, I think it is finally over. For weeks now I've been snowed under. Sometimes I thought things in my house would burst. The last of it came yesterday. But now I'm sure of it. Christmas card season is finally over. I've long stopped trying to respond to the blizzard of cards that I get from long-lost relatives, fellow priests, former parishioners, but I enjoy receiving them. I read every one. I particularly enjoy the cards that have the little picture of the family in the front. Invariably, the picture is idyllic. There is mom and dad, boys and girls, all dressed in matching Christmas sweaters, hair neatly combed, a perfect smile on everyone's face, behind them a Christmas tree or a fireplace. I enjoy those pictures so much because I think of what it took to get that one shot. How many hours the parents had to endure to get their little ones into those sweaters, and how many shots had to be taken before everyone was looking at the camera and had the required smile on their face. I know many of those families very well. I know the struggles and challenges they have. And I know that their life is never quite as perfect as it appears from the picture on their card. We don't need perfect families. We need holy ones. And today, as we celebrate the Feast of the Holy Family, we're reminded that we have a great example in Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. Don't let the manger scene fool you. I'm sure that if Mary, Joseph, and Jesus were sending out a Christmas card, they would pick the picture of that scene. Everything is so perfect. Straw neatly arranged, figures in place, angels singing, stars shining, even a perfect smile on the donkey's face. Everything is perfect. But as we read through the story of their life in the first chapters of Matthew's and Luke's Gospel during this Christmas season, we begin to discover that their life was anything but perfect. Why, so far we've heard that they've experienced homelessness, persecution, exile, disbelieving relatives, contemplating divorce, unplanned pregnancies. The list goes on and on and on. It's not unlike what we experienced probably this week as we spent Christmas with relatives and friends. We experienced so many of those same things. Complaining siblings and money problems and divorce and all the things we experience in family life. Sometimes it seems tempting to just open up a can of sardines all alone and call it a Christmas. One day a man came home from work to find his house in complete chaos. Everything in the yard was a mess, trash everywhere, the hose was on, the door of the car was open. Proceeding into the house, he found an even bigger mess. Food wrappers and clothing were strewn everywhere. The kitchen sink was piled high with dishes. A pile of dirt lay on the floor, broken glass lay under the table. Wondering what had happened, he rushed up to the bedroom to find his wife still in bed, her pajamas on, reading a novel. What on earth happened today, honey? What's going on? And the wife just smiled and said, well, honey, you know how you come home from work every day and ask me what on earth I do all day? Well, today I didn't do it. What we need, Christmas reminds us that what we need is not perfect families. There's no such thing. We need holy families. Somehow, Jesus came out of the chaos of his upbringing to be ready for the mission that God had given him to do. He was filled with the love of God and love of other people. He was growing in wisdom, age, and grace. How did Mary and Joseph do it? How were they able to help Jesus grow up as the young man that God wanted him to be? What can we learn from them? I think we can learn three things. First, the Holy Family had their priorities in order. We've said many times that in order to have a joy-filled life, you have to have your priorities in order. You have to put Jesus first, others second, yourself third, J-O. Same is true if you want a joy-filled family. We have to have our priorities in order. Again, look at the Holy Family. Everything in their life was about putting God's will first. Everything in the family life was centered around doing God's will. And they did it quickly. Mary quickly accepted to be the mother of God. Joseph took Mary into his home when the angel asked him to. He went into Egypt when the angel told him to. Jesus was obedient. They brought Jesus to the temple at all the required times of the law. We can imagine the Holy Family praying together daily, going to the synagogue on the Sabbath, reading the scriptures together. They put God first. I've spoken to many parents that will trace a beautiful peace and unity coming into their family from the day that they began to pray together every day. And likewise, I've talked to parents that have traced needless worry and disunity in their family from the time they stopped praying together as a family. Sort of the old saying, the family that prays together stays together. And after God being first, other people have to be second. A key ingredient to family life is selfless, self-sacrificing love, putting the other first. And again, we can look at the Holy Family. Joseph was all about taking care of Mary and Jesus. His whole life was about that. Jesus was obedient to his parents and worked hard for them until the time came for him to go off and to the mission that God had given him. They had their priorities in order. Secondly, they knew the importance of protecting their family. Joseph was not blind to the fact that one of the most powerful men in the region, King Herod, was out to get his infant son, out to kill him. And he did everything he could to protect his family. He went into Egypt. He went up to Nazareth, whatever it took. How many times do we let the threats to our family walk right into our door and right into our home by what we put on our television sets or what websites we visit or what we learn in school? We can't be blind to the fact that there are very real threats out there to the spiritual life of our family. That there are forces that work trying to kill the spiritual life of our children. We have to protect them from, not in a paranoid way, but in a healthy way. Finally, we can learn from the Holy Family that we should expect trouble. That's true in life anyways, we should expect trouble, but it's especially true of the family. Wherever the family is, there's going to be trouble, because the devil tries like nothing else to neutralize the power of the family and destroy it. The devil hates the family because he knows how valuable the family is in this world. It's the building block of society. It's the hope of the church. So we can expect, if we're a faithful family, to experience spiritual battle and temptation. But what does the Holy Family teach us? What did Abraham and Sarah teach us? Just remain faithful. By patient endurance, you will save your family. Keep going, keep working hard, pray every day, ask God for his help. And while you won't be a perfect family, with God's grace, you will become a holy family. So, next Christmas, save yourself the trouble. Just have a photographer come in on a random day, take one shot, and that's it. Use it for your card. It won't be perfect. It might not be a smile on Junior's face. The house might be a mess. You might still be in your pajamas. But there will be a picture of a true family. A group of people trying their best to follow God, to work hard, to love each other, and to get each other to heaven.